Hi, very, very warm welcome. It's Anne-Marie. Lovely to have you with me, joining me again this evening. I do hope you've had a lovely weekend and a lovely day. It's been absolutely gorgeous today, so I do hope you've been enjoying it. Okay, so as always, I'm going to give everyone a couple of minutes just to get their setup ready. Tonight, we're going to need a mat, we'll need our blocks or head cushion. If you've got one and you want to use one, we'll be using something like a belt just for a hamstring stretch towards the end of the workout. You don't have to have one, but it can be quite nice if you've got one available, and water should you need it. As always, I've no plans for thinking about injuries in particular. I'll give you different pointers. Please do listen to your body, listen to what feels good for you tonight. Anything twingy, uncomfortable, please take it down a notch, take a break, have a stretch, do whatever works for you. But otherwise, we'll just have a couple of nice, relaxing deep breaths, and then we'll get started tonight. Okay, so if you're just with me, breathe in for 4, 2, 3, 4, hold that breath in, 2, 3, take it out, 2, 3, 4, hold it there, 2, 3, 4, and in, 2, 3, 4, and hold, 2, 3, 4, and out, 2, 3, 4, and hold it there, 2, 3, 4. Wonderful. Well, just a couple of breaths tonight. We're just going to get going with our workout. So let's start as we always like to do. Let's get our alignment sorted at first. So first thing to do, if you start with your feet directly underneath your hip bones, so those pointy bits at the front of your hips, your feet directly under, and we're just going to rock forwards and backwards. Just allow the toes to spread. There's no rush to go forwards and back, just feeling the body weight gently moving through the body. Okay, so it's going to the front of the feet, over onto the toes, coming up onto the toes, coming back onto the heels. And just allowing the feet to stretch out and settling in the middle so that the body weight is evenly distributed between the front and the back. And if it's comfy on your ankles to do so, just roll them out and in. You may find that sometimes you have a tendency to roll on your ankles and maybe you're a little bit over rolled into the middle usually, or a little bit rolled out, maybe your arches are very high. Just take this opportunity to allow your ankles that bit of movement and feel the sensation of the body weight in a different part of your foot. Okay, and again, letting that come to settle in the middle. So now the body weight is right over the middle of my feet, in the middle of the inside and outside and front and back. Okay, so I'm moving up through the body, making sure that the knees are soft. So I'm just going to stand up nice and tall, but without locking out those knees, just keeping a gentle, just micro bend in the knees. Coming up through to the hips. Just want you to rock your pelvis under and over. So imagine you've got a bowl of water in the pelvis. You're letting that water flow out at the front and come and flow out at the back. And you're just going forwards and backwards, getting that movement now into the lower part of the spine, tucking the tailbone under and letting it flare backwards. Wonderful. So you've just got that sensation of going forwards and backwards, and letting that come to settle, just so that bowl of water is right in the middle of your hips, and the water is now settling. It's not going forwards or backwards, and there's no side to side. Okay, you're nice and level. Working up from here, the ribs are directly over the hips. Okay, so just allow them to relax down. I want you to pull through the spine so that the tailbone pulls down at the bottom. And imagine you've got a string going all the way up to the top of your head and it's pulling you up, so the spine is lengthening. You've got a lovely natural curve at the spine, so there's a natural curve at the lower back, natural curve at the neck, but it's feeling all nice and long. Let's take those shoulders forwards, up, back, and down. So you've got the sensation of a stretch across the front of the chest, a gentle squeeze together of the shoulder blades at the back, and the hands will naturally fall, possibly pointing forwards, maybe pointing in towards the thighs. Okay, and from here, we're standing up tall, so the chin is pointing directly forwards, eyes looking forward at eye level, and you've got this really nice, neutral, tall, long stance, starting from here. Wonderful. Now we'll move into our breathing, as we always do. So So getting that sensation that the rib cage is like a pair of bellows. If it helps you, you can have your fingers on the rib cage. And when you take a full and wide breath in, feel the rib cage expand out. And as you breathe out, it comes back in, contracts back in. But you're breathing through the rib cage. We call this thoracic breathing. Lovely, full, wide, calming, relaxing breathing. Fantastic. One more. Okay. And now I just want you to get into a core contraction as well. So tonight we're going to imagine we've got that hipster belt. We've got a hipster belt just around here with 10 notches on our belt. On your next full and wide breath in, I want you to breathe in and tighten that belt to the 10th notch. So it's all just coming in, tightening up. You've almost got that sensation, if someone was going to come and tickle you, that you've got that tightening sensation. And relax it there, release. That was a really hard contraction. We don't need it that hard. So we'll just relax. And on the next full and wide breath in, we breathe in, we'll go to the 5th notch on the belt. So 50% contraction. So that gentle tightening around the hips. Lovely, and relax as you breathe out. Again, breathing through just to relax. And this time we're going to go to the 3rd notch on the belt. So breathe in, gentle tightening, 3rd notch, 30% contraction. Just getting that sensation, the gentle easing together around at the front. Those muscles underneath, you might feel the sensation of the sling of muscles, your pelvic floor underneath just drawing up as well. We've got that gentle tightening around the front. Wonderful, and we're ready to get properly warm. So let's start, as I often like to, with shoulder rolls. We're just going to take the hands forwards, up, and really slow this move out tonight. I just want you to really focus on how far you can get your movement. If this range of movement can be really nice and long and relaxed, the shoulder blades are still drawn down the back. So the shoulder blades are drawn down towards the back pocket, even though you're reaching high. It's not that the shoulder joints are coming up towards the ears. Okay, so I'm removing the temptation to do this. Just draw it down. Draw it all down. Shouldn't be any tension in the shoulders. You're relaxing it out, relaxing it through. Just a couple more. Fantastic. Okay, and from here I'm going to do a move, a standing dart move. I'm going to start by, we've been getting our neutral position of the palms pointing forwards. Just twist those palms, they're pointing back. And I want you to curve the shoulders over. So you've got this little gentle lean forwards through the top of the shoulders, a little flexion in the spine. But from here, what I'm going to ask you to do is draw that little finger in towards the thighs and then out towards the front. So I'm opening out the chest at the front. Feeling the chest, looking forwards and up, and bringing it back down. And we're going to go through these two positions in a continuous movement. Again, no need to rush. But feeling all that mobility of rotation into the shoulder joint, opening the chest at the front, opening the back when the hands come down. And you might feel that sensation that you want to just gently ease the body weight to the back, to the heels when the hands are rotated in this way, and then open out, and the body weight tends to come forward. You're almost rising up onto your toes. Taking it back and forwards. Lovely. Back. Oh, just a couple more, but really getting that lovely stretch at the top. Opening out. Fantastic. Wonderful. Now we're going to have a little bit of side-to-side flexion here, so we'll start with the neck. I just want you to draw one ear down towards the shoulder and take the opposite hand and reach down towards the floor. So let those fingertips reach down. You're going to get the sensation, but really lovely stretch down the side of the neck. Just hold this here for a few seconds. If you want to, and it's comfy for you too, only if it's comfy, you can use your hand just to apply a tiny amount of pressure, just to ease the head down just that little bit more as you continue to reach down through the fingertips. Wonderful, and release the head. Take it back to neutral. We're going to take it onto the other side. So again, reach down with the fingertips to start. Just get that gentle stretching through the neck. Wonderful. And if you want to, you can use the hand just to gently, maybe just a few more millimeters, nothing too drastic, okay? Keep it comfy, but continue to reach down with the opposite fingertips. Lovely, and release it there. And now we're going to continue this into a flowing movement, going side to side and allowing the shoulders to join in. So now the fingertips are really getting some movement, reaching down the side of the leg. And slowly, slowly increase the range of this movement. So you're increasing how much of your spine is involved in this move. And you might find the opposite elbow actually rising up to compensate the flexion on one side, elbow rising on the other side. Lovely. And these flexions can gradually come out to the side. You can take the feet a little bit wider. Okay, we're going to take this into a rotation, so we'll rotate round, getting some rotation through the spine as well. Fantastic. Just stay really floppy, okay? There is no pressure to be going particularly quickly. Just a really nice, smooth rotation. Fantastic. And relaxing that there. And now we're just going to work on mobilising our hips and our knees. A little bit of balance, not too much. So if you do want to be near something to grab onto, feel free. I just want you to bring that knee up and take it out round to the side and down. So we're kind of opening the gate. We'll do a few on each side. But it's slow and controlled. I'm trying to keep the hips pointing forwards, even though that knee is rotating out to the side. So the knee that I'm standing on is actually fairly static. It's not really rotating much at all. And the body remains pointing forwards. So it's not necessarily going to go a massive way round, but you're getting rotation into this hip joint, this lovely big ball and socket joint. And we'll take it the other way, so we'll go out and bringing it back in. Lovely. So you're working into the hip flexor as well, lifting the leg using the hip flexor. Fantastic. Just one more this side, and then we'll switch sides. Whoop, wobble. Okay, back to that neutral position. Keep the hips level, try and keep them pointed forwards. Bringing the knee up, taking it around to the side. Lovely. Just working through that position. Again, try and keep those hips pointed forwards if you can, and you can bring it in the other direction. It's out, round and in. Lovely. Okay, couple more. And relax it there. Okay, we're also going to work into the ankles, but I want to have a little bit of stretch into the calf joint. So I'll just show you from the side what I'm going to do. Just so that you know, my feet are going to remain approximately hip distance apart, going forwards and backwards on tram tracks. But I'll show you from the side so you can see where I'm going with this. Keeping the knees soft, we've still got this lovely tall position. I just want you to reach 1 foot forward, 1 foot behind, sorry. You'll notice as my foot goes behind, my body's gently tipped forward, so I've got a straight line all the way top of the head down to the bottom of the heel. And I'm going to ease that heel down and bring it back. So stepping it back and the heel's easing down. And what you find at the end of the range of movement is you get this lovely little stretch into the calf muscle. If you're not getting that stretch, maybe you're not quite stepping back far enough. So I encourage you just to go a couple more inches back. Keep those feet pointing forwards. Let me show you from the front. So there might be a temptation to tilt that back foot. Really resist, resist, resist. Okay, keep the feet pointing forwards, but on these tram tracks. So there's no rotation, there's no twisting, the hips remain pointing forwards, got a gentle body lean forwards, just so that I'm not overextending, but I'm pressing that back heel gradually into the floor And as I warm up the ankle joints, I can just take those steps a little bit further back. If you're taking the steps so far that you can't get the heel down anymore, just bring it in again. It's fine. Okay. And what we're going to do on the next one, we're going to hold it there, so press. Now really get this position right so you're getting this lovely calf stretch. If you don't feel the calf stretch, have a quick look down. Are your feet on tram tracks? Are they pointing forwards? Is your back foot far enough back, and are you pressing the heel down? If you can't get the heel down, bring the back foot in a little bit if you can, and there's no stretch, bring it backwards. But everyone's going to be a little bit different depending on your ankle flexibility and mobility. I've got this lovely stretch. Just going all the way up, kind of down from the back of the heel, the Achilles tendon, all the way up to the back of the knee. Really lovely. And switch sides. So stepping in, stepping out. Again, press that back heel down. Got a slight lean forwards. Let me show you from the side. So it's that slight body lean forwards. So a straight line all the way up from the heel, all the way up to the top of the head. If you want to, you can have your hands rested on the front leg. Do avoid the joints. And if they're just on the thigh, that's fine. Or you can keep them on the hips. Whatever works for you. You can even reach them ahead if you like. Whatever suits. But just get that lovely stretch. Wonderful. And we're going to switch, and I'm going to get you to stretch the other muscle that's inside your calf, which often doesn't get so much of a stretch, called your soleus. And your soleus, what I want you to do now is have your feet not too far apart, tuck your hips underneath, so just get that sensation of tuck the tailbone under, and I want you to imagine you're sitting on a bar stool just behind you, so I've got both knees bent, and I am allowing this front knee just gently in front of my toes, that's okay. So I want to get low. I want to get as low as I can, keeping the heel down and tucking the hips under as though I'm just perching on a bar stool that I'm sure is going to fall over. I'm still getting a stretch down that calf, but it is actually a different muscle we're targeting. You might also feel it in this back leg, just in the quads, just holding position, that's fine. But I want you to push down, so if you're not feeling it, just check the hip tilt, check the ankles down, and check that you're going as deep as you can. And these feet, they're just literally, my toes are pretty much in line with my other heel. Lovely. And switch sides. I'll show you from the front on the other side. So I've got the other foot forwards, tuck the hips under, sit back down. And I'm sitting down as deep as I can while keeping the heel down, keeping the foot flat on the ground, trying to keep the hips level still, but just getting a stretch into that muscle. The other muscle in the calf, so you have the gastrocnemius, which is that straight leg stretch, and then you've got the soleus, just slightly tighter in, which works in a slightly different way, so you have to bend the knee to get into that stretch. Wonderful. Lovely. Right, as you know, my favourite part of the workout, we're going to have a bit of balance work. Wonderful. I've got some really nice little ideas for tonight. So it's a variation on a warrior 3. To start with. So the warrior 3 we're going to go for, we'll go for a wide arm warrior 3. I'll show you from the front. Okay, what we're going to do, got to make sure I'm not going to kick anything behind me. What we're going to do is take the body forwards, take the leg back, T-shape arms, and I want you to twist the arm down and twist in the other direction before coming back to the middle and up. Okay, we'll do that again, same side. So take it over, twist in one direction. Okay, the back toes are still pointing down. So the hips aren't rolling when I rotate, it's just that upper body. So what I'm actually doing is mobilising the rotation of the thoracic spine whilst in that warrior 3 position. Are you ready? Let's go again. So T position, standing leg is soft. Core still contracted. I don't mind which arm goes down first. As you can see, I'm just mixing it up a bit. Okay, a couple more. So taking it over, really lengthen that back leg behind you. And I do recommend when you go over, pick a spot on your floor, on your carpet, whatever, and just look at that and focus on that position. Last time on this leg. back to the T position and up. And that standing leg should really feel like it's been working, because that's been wobbling all over the place, but maintaining that position. Fantastic. Right. Other side. Okay, so get your balance. Hips level. I'm going to keep those hips level even though I'm flopping forwards. So when you're ready, knees soft, core contracted, shoulders back and down. Let's go. So take it over. Rotate. Rotate. And up. So you're going in both directions on that rotation. When you're ready, take it down. Obviously, if you do need to hold on to something, please do. So you might not be actually rotating. You might just be holding that warrior 3 position, maybe hanging onto a chair or something. That's fine. Here we go. Just a couple more. Doing fantastic work, guys. Let's do it. Keeping that standing leg soft. Shoulders drawn down the back. Rotation through the spine. Try and keep those hips level. Okay, last one. I'm really feeling it, that standing leg. Okay, take it over. Rotate. Oh, last one. See if you can do it. Okay, go, go, go. And back up. Woo! It's a quick finish. I was about to fall over. Okay, one more balance for you tonight. A little bit less wobbly, I think, than the last one. Again, if you want to grab onto something, do. But we're going to work with the dumb waiter, but with one knee raised. So when you're ready, taking the other knee up, so that you give the standing leg a rest that you were just on. So knee up in front. Now decide on the position. If you're struggling with the balance, keep the toes down. That's fine. You can work harder by bringing the knee up. If you really want to work into the hip flexors, bring that knee even higher. You get into the dumb waiter position, so elbows by the waist, thumbs out to the side, hands up as though you're holding a tray. And we're going to go one side out, other side out, double. Lovely. Trying to maintain this knee position. Trying to keep steady. Feeling that squeeze into the shoulder blades. Try not to fall over, actually, if I'm honest. That's what you're really trying to do. Keeping that core contracted. So you've got that belt on. Third notch on the belt. We'll just do one more. Knee up an inch. Hey. Awesome. Okay, give it a little rub, give it a pat, whatever you need to do. Wonderful. One more. Okay, you've got one more side. It's the last balance, I promise. Then we'll get on the mat. It'll all be good. Okay, right, when you're ready, knee up. So you don't need to particularly flex or point your toe. Just have the foot relaxed, that's fine. Working the hip flexor, not so worried about working the rest of the leg. Elbows into the waist, palms up. When you're ready, out one side, out the other side, both sides. So I'm getting that really lovely squeeze sensation into the back. Opening out at the chest at the front, opening that shoulder at the front, and working those shoulder rotation muscles at the back. Lovely. Rotator cuff. One side, other side, both together. Let's go for one more. Let's do one more. We're nearly there. Lovely. Awesome. Relax. I don't know about you, but it is baking hot tonight and I am really feeling it. But we are all good. Okay, right. Let us come to the, let's go this, oh, who knows, let's go to this end of the mat, why not, bit of a change. Okay, I'm going to do some rolling down, so starting with that neutral position, just make sure you've got the small arch in the back, the core's nice and contracted. When you're ready, we're just going to do some small roll downs. So start with the breathe in, make sure the core is on. As you breathe out, just tilt the chin, peel down. So you're not going to go too far. Maybe fingertips just around or at the knees, maybe just past. We're slowly going to progress our roll down. So you're peeling the spine one by one by one. Slowly getting lower and lower and lower. And at the top you might just want to have that little dart position where you open out and look up maybe. Before you come back to neutral, reset and peel it down again. Every time you peel down, you can take that little opportunity to just look at your foot position. Does it look how you want it to be? Are the feet pointing forwards? Or are they in a comfortable position? If you normally have them a little bit pointing out, is that the comfortable position for you? Are your knees soft? Are you able to restack those bones one by one before you peel it down again? Gradually increasing the range of movement. Lovely. Feels so good. So good. Just allowing the head, the hands, the shoulders to all be heavy. Really should be coming down towards the bottom of your move by now. So we'll do just a couple more, but you should be, if you normally get down to your toes, you shouldn't be far off now. Or if you normally get to your mid-shins, you should be getting towards it. Let's get all the way to the bottom. Let's get all the way down this time. So one by one, just allow that peeling down sensation. And at the bottom, just hang. Just let the weight hang. You might have the hands flat, so it might be just about touching the floor. Might be somewhere down your shins. I don't care. You're just relaxing into this. You've still got that core switched on, so you're drawing your belly button towards the ceiling gently. Drawing your navel towards your spine. If it's very, very tight in your hamstrings, you can have a bit more of a bend in your legs. Or you might want to just straighten it out a little bit more. Lovely. Okay, just relaxing it here. So coming down, we're actually going to roll over onto our backs. So coming either through all fours, just taking yourself over and coming to lie down on your backs. Now, depending if you normally have some sort of cushion or head pad, please feel free. If you don't, that's absolutely fine. If your spine is nice and comfortable and you feel it's all looking good without, that's great. Let's get this supine neutral, so this lying on your back, neutral position. So if you start with your feet together, let the heels come out and the toes come out to follow. And your hips, knees and feet should all be nicely in line, okay, so as though they're on train tracks. So I'm just going to get you to relax those legs, just let them flop, let them move, let them wiggle, let them jiggle, just relax that tension, okay. We're going to find this neutral position in our lower spine. So imagine you've got a pencil on the front of your pelvis and you're just going to draw a line that goes over your head and down towards your feet. So you're flattening your lower back and you are drawing a nice big arch there as well. You're going gently and smoothly through these two end points and reducing the size of this movement, coming towards that neutral position. And the neutral position is where you've got that small arch under the lower back. That's it. So you could maybe just about fit your fingertips under. All good. Okay. Right, from here I want you to imagine again that you're being pulled down from the bottom of your tailbone and drawn up all the way through the top of your head, as though you're being pulled in both directions, so the spine has this long neutral curve in it. I want you to allow the rib cage to relax. So you don't need to flare it up, it's just relaxed, it's heavy. The shoulders are open and heavy. Gentle, gentle squeeze of the shoulder blades at the back. And the shoulder blades are drawn down towards those back pockets. So the arms are open, the hands are open towards the ceiling. The chin should be pointing up towards the ceiling, and you've got a nice neutral gaze looking up. Okay. Let's get back to that full and wide breathing. So again, opening through the rib cage and depressing it so that you're squeezing as though on a pair of bellows. Okay. And again, just relax. Just allow your body to relax. Right. From here, breathe in, switch on that core. As you breathe out, float one leg up. And we're going to extend and bring it back. And extend. So I'm working the hip flexor. We're doing a single leg stretch. After you've done 3, you're going to switch legs. Now your choices are you just take it down and take it up, or you scissor 2, 3, okay? And if you'd have started where you should have started, you will have changed legs, okay? Alright, and when you're ready, breathe out, blow that leg away, breathe in to bring it back. So you're blowing that leg away, and back, and away, and back to that scissoring movement. So you don't have to have both legs raised if you don't want to. You can just take one down, take one up. That's absolutely fine. Lovely. So we're continuing in this cycle of 3 stretches away and 3 scissors. Now if this is all feeling very comfy and you'd like to take it up a little notch, okay, let's give you an option. So instead of scissoring, we'll have the legs both raised. Okay, so you can do tap, 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 and then it's stretch and in. Now we really should have kicked in that core. And then we'll do the taps. But you're fine to keep with where we were before, okay? There's no problem, you don't have to. If you've still got one leg down but you want to switch that core on, just imagine the leg that is down is on a very thin piece of ice. So you still have to almost draw it up towards the ceiling. Now bring these shoulder blades down, just allow the upper body to rest. And that core should be switched on. What I want you to think about is maintaining that gap under the lower back. So the hips remain level. There's no kind of side to side. And you've got that gap under the lower back. Okay, doing a great job, guys. So blow that leg away, breathe in to bring it back. We're going to do one more each side, and I think my legs are going to give up, I don't know about yours. 1. Keep that core contraction, so 30%, hold it in. Hip flexors working like nobody's business. Scissor, 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 that's 1. Trying to keep that core down, so not allowing the tummy to dome. Nearly there, yay! Oh my goodness. And float one leg down and the other. Oh, that was something, wasn't it? That was good. Whew. Right, and let's just release that hip flexor. So bring one leg in towards the chest, allow the other to extend away. Just finding that release. Lovely. And switch sides. So just drawing that leg in. I'm just holding onto the shin, so not getting into the joint areas, just holding onto the shin. Pulling it in towards the chest. Fantastic. Okay, release that here. So you're just going to do a few hip rolls just to release a little bit more as well. You might want to have your arms wide if you've got space. If you don't have space, you might want to have a cactus arms position. Whatever works for you and for your space that you're working out in at the moment, okay? But just allow the legs to flop side to side. Again, it should feel quite comfy and nice on the hip flexors. Not too much hard work at the moment. More about the mobility in the lower part of the back, rotation around the bottom of the spine, just allowing the shoulders to remain heavy, just the hips moving through. Lovely. And the next time the legs get towards me, just allow them to rest there And take that top leg over the top. If you wish to, you can use your hand to ease the leg down towards the floor, trying to keep this back shoulder down on the mat. So even if your leg doesn't quite make it, as long as you keep this shoulder down, just get it as far as it comfortably goes. You might want to extend it forwards. Just getting a really nice stretch through the back. Lovely and relaxing. Okay, release that, bring the leg back, foot back down, take it over to the other side, and take that leg over in the other direction. Again, keeping the opposite shoulder down towards the mat. You might want to use that hand to gently ease the leg towards the floor. So really, if you're looking to try and look in the direction to help with this, look over the arm where the shoulder is pinned down. So in this case, if your leg is pointing away from you, you should be looking towards your screen. Lovely, and release that back. So we'll go back to that lying neutral position. We're going to go for some shoulder bridging here, so just bring the feet just a little bit closer towards the bottom. They should still be about hip distance apart, so still as though they're on tram tracks. And again, just roll to find that neutral position, so rolling the hips until you get that neutral back position. The arms are still relaxed, the shoulders still relaxed into the mat, the rib cage down. And we're just going to start building up the mobility of the spine here. So breathe in, switch on the core. As you breathe out, I want you to tilt the pelvis, squeeze the glutes. And just peel the back away from the floor. Push the knees away, the hips are going higher, and it's all firing off these big, strong glute muscles. We're just going to have 2 or 3 to start with, just to work on the mobility of the spine. So if you're finding any bits that are just not really being smoothly moving at the moment, spend a little bit of time rolling through that. So I'm finding at the moment this lower part of my back really doesn't want to go one at a time. So I'm just going to go up and down gently here, maybe feather through the hips. As we're getting that lovely mobile spine, a sense of fluidity. So we've got independent beads on a string. They're not all stuck together. Still allowing the shoulders to be drawn down the back. Okay, when we're happy actually that everything's moving quite nicely now, and for you to warm up into this. The next time we go, so we'll get back to the bottom. Remember to go through neutral each time, so you're coming back to that neutral spine. Breathe in, engage the core, breathe out, peel up. And when you're at the top, float the arms over. I just want you to draw a big circle, bringing it back down before you peel down. And as you go up, we'll do it again. So breathe in, engage the core, tilt the pelvis, squeeze the glutes, knees pressing away, hips going up to the ceiling. When you get to the top, arms go up. And by now you've swiped everything that was in the way out of the way. Drawing it back. So remembering with this shoulder bridge, I did forget to say earlier, but making sure you don't have anything like a cushion under your head on this move, okay? This should be a nice move to allow your shoulders the movement and not pressing into the neck, giving your hips are raised. So just making sure you're clear under your head and peeling it back down. So coming back to neutral, breathe in, engage the core, tilt the pelvis, drive those hips up, using the glutes, fire those glutes. Arms up, draw them down and round, peeling down. So there's a lot going on, I know there's a lot going on. Just try and latch onto that 1 or 2 things that I say that are the ones that really apply to you. If you're finding you're hunching your shoulders up by your ears, just draw those shoulder blades down your back. You don't have to include the arm movement, that is purely optional. And if actually tonight you're just finding You just feel like your spine is like so stuck together. Just keep working with the mobility. There is no pressure to up the ante, okay? Just a couple more, and if you're finding you're creeping up the mat as well, you can reset yourself when you get back to the bottom. It's easily done. Okay, breathe in, drawing that core, tilt the pelvis, and just thinking about each one of those vertebrae working independently. Up, round, keeping those hips high, working the glutes, peeling down, trying to keep the knees tracking. What I mean is they're not flopping out or in. Last one. Okay, let's get set ourselves up. Breathe in, switch on the core, breathe out, tilt the pelvis, peel up. Lovely. Arms going round, and it's that final peel down. Let's make it a good one. Lovely. And relax it there. Just have a little glute stretch while we're here. So taking the ankle across, put your hand through the window and holding that far leg in towards yourself. You might not even need to go that far. You might have the leg down and just press onto that knee. Or you might feel you quite like this move, having that back leg extended up towards the ceiling. Just getting this stretch into the glutes. Lovely. And relax that down. We'll take it up on the other side. Just grabbing through. I tell you, time is flying tonight. It really is. And relax it down. Okay. So I just want you to come up to a sitting position. If you need to kind of grab onto a leg to roll yourself up, please do. But just coming up into a sitting position from here. We're just going to do some spine twists. So have your legs comfortable in front of you. I don't mind how that is. And if you want to, and you normally would, if you struggle to get a neutral position in your hips when you're sitting, feel free to sit on a block, or you might want to have, if you've got a Pilates ball at home, you might want to sit and flop off the front of that. Sitting on a block can just raise your hips a little bit more and allow you, if you find it difficult to get into this position, just to tilt your hips a little bit more. It's up to you. Have your legs comfy. I don't mind if they're crossed, if they're out wide, if they're straight in front of you, whatever works. But I want you to think about this neutral spine position. So I'm drawing up all the way through my spine, trying to avoid that kind of dropping back of the hips and the lower back. So drawing up, make myself nice and tall. Okay. And I want to imagine almost that I've got a broomstick down my back, which I'm going to be rotating about. So from this position, I'm relaxing the legs. It's not that they're super tight, they're just relaxed and kind of giving me that stable base. So I want you to just either make a hand position in front where you connect your chin to your chest, or you might want to go for something more like Cossack arms, whatever you prefer. But what I want you to do is make sure you're looking in the same direction that your sternum or your breastbone is pointing throughout. When you're ready, breathe in, switch on the core, and as you breathe out, I just want you to twist your upper body. Breathe in to bring it back. Twist in the other direction. Now the key to this move is keeping your hip bones, both of your sit bones, attached to the mat. So that actually you're just twisting through the spine and you're not kind of allowing your bum cheek to come off. So imagine you've got a £50 note under each of your bum cheeks, and if there is a hint of one of them coming off the mat, I am having it. Okay, I'm going to sneak into your house and steal it. What I want you to do is ease that chest around, ease those shoulders round, while keeping the hips where they are. And doing it around this tall broomstick or a tree trunk, or something that's holding your spine straight. So trying to avoid flexion of the spine. We're just going for a pure rotation. Now depending on how flexible you are, you might get around a lot further than me, that's fine. Or you might not go as far. Okay, it's not a competition. Just working through your range of movement. How far can you comfortably get round? And again, looking in the direction that your shoulders and chest are pointing. So you do have different arm positions you might want to try. Here my gaze is remaining basically over the face of my watch, roughly. Shoulder blades still drawn down the back, so the spine is still long, as though I've got a piece of string coming out of the top of my head. And if you want to work more into the shoulders, you can do this with a long arm position. We're just maintaining those shoulder blades drawn down. Every time I breathe out, that's the rotation. Breathing in to come back. And still trying to maintain that lumbar spine, not allowing it to flex and curve. We're just going to do one more each side. Okay? Nearly there. Lovely. And relax it there. Wonderful. The next move we're going to go for is called a mermaid. So I'll give you options again. In an ideal world, but the world won't end if you don't manage it, you'd have your legs so that they're kind of one-sided. It's as though you've taken the feet to one side and let the knees flop down. If this isn't comfy for you, stick with something like this, cross-legged, legs out, legs bent. Okay, work with what you've got, because again, I want you to be able to sit up comfortably. Okay, but assuming this is good for you, shoulders still drawn down. And what I'm going to ask is you put one hand down, and as you breathe out, take the other arm across. So I'm getting side flexion into the spine, and you take it the other way and back. So we've got some really nice rotation through the spine with our spine twist, and now we're getting flexion. Imagine you are between, in this case, two panes of glass. So all of the movement is purely side to side. Now you might want to take it that when you go over in kind of the direction that your knees are pointing, you might want to really take that further over, because you will have that little bit more give from the position of the hips. Lovely. Just one more each side. Fantastic. Right, we're going to do the same thing on the other side. If you did have a central position with your legs, stick with that, that's fine. If you did have them on one side, if you can switch them around for me. Again, starting with that tall sitting neutral position, and when you're ready, we'll just take it over. Lovely. Just really feeling the stretch out to the side. So here I've really got a lovely stretch all the way down the side of the body. So feel it as though you're lifting. The side that is over the top is lifting, rather than scrunching down on the side that's at the bottom. I'm not squeezing in there, I'm reaching over. So I'm lengthening, rather than focusing on the contraction at the bottom. And it's just a gentle windmilling action between those two panes of glass. Just getting that motion and movement. That's it. Okay, let's do one more each side. There we go. Wonderful. Right, if you want to come over onto your side for me, you can do a little bit of side work. In this one, if you can have something like a cushion or a head pad under your head, you need to lie on your side in that position as though you've fallen off a chair for me. Spine is long, hips, knees and ankles are stacked. You've got 90 degrees at the hips, 90 degrees at the knees. Shoulder blades drawn down the back, the hands in front. Okay, got that long spine. Push that top hip away. Imagine you can fit a straw underneath your waist. When you're ready, breathe in, switch on the core. We're going to start with a clam. Breathe out to lift and lower. So you're just opening the knees, not even very much, 4 to 6 inches. We'll do 3 clams and then rest the legs, and we'll do 3 arm openings. So in the arm opening, allow the head to roll over the back And I'm aiming to maintain pushing that top hip away and keeping the hips pointing up towards the ceiling. So 3 arm openings. Let's go again with the legs. So open and close. You might want to just have your hand behind your hip if that helps you to remember to maintain the hip position. So that was 3 of those. And then 3 at the top. Lovely. And do you know what, if this is all feeling a bit fast for you, just slow it down. It's fine. If you want to just hold that arm opening instead, that's fine. Or you can continue with the move. Go back to the lower body again. So open, open, open. Lovely. Still trying to keep those hips pointing up towards the ceiling. And still the shoulder blades drawn down the back. Okay. And just rest it there. Lovely. We're going to roll over onto our tummies. Well, actually, we're going to do what's called a leg pull prone, which to the uninitiated is very much like a plank. Okay, I'm going to give you options with your arms. I tend to not have great wrists, so I prefer to do this in like a sphinx position with my arms. We're rolling over onto the front. So let's start with a neutral position. We're going to come up into a neutral position. You do have the choice, if you would prefer to go from all fours into a long position, or to go from all fours and then take the hands forwards into that kind of position. Okay, so there's a few options available to you. Like I say, I just prefer with my wrists. It's comfier for me on my elbows. So from here, okay, draw the shoulder blades down the back, breathe in, switch on the core, tuck the toes under if you're going to go for a full plank, or you'll stay on the knees and let the feet remain flat to the floor if you prefer. But when you're ready, breathe in, tighten up that core. Okay, you don't have to hold this for a long time. If you need to drop down, drop down. Core is engaged, back is pulled down the back, the shoulder blades pulled down the back. And if you can, if you'd like to, you do 3 lengthening of the legs on each side. 1, 2, 3, and then bring it down. Okay. We're going to do 2 more sets of that. So you had a few choices, didn't you? I'll just remind you while you're just relaxing there. You could go from here, going to this lengthened position, top of the head down to the bottom of the knees is straight. You can take the toes up, that's another option. If you prefer, like me, to take the wrists out, take the pressure out of the wrists, coming down to this low position, but you can go to the knees or to the toes. Okay, you've had a rest. Let's go. When you're ready, breathe in, switch on the core, draw those shoulder blades down. When you're ready, breathe out and lift. And if you'd like to, breathe out to lift, in to lower. 3 on each side. Core still engaged. Draw the shoulder blades down. You're holding this position, it's lovely and strong. Okay, and relax. And I know you didn't flop down, because that would never happen, right? This was a controlled, slow, relaxed down. Good. That would never happen. Okay. Gonna do it once more. Are you ready? Should we do it? Okay, when you're ready, breathe in, switch on the core. As you breathe out, tuck the toes, coming up. In this position, lengthen and down. 2, keep those shoulder blades drawn down. 3, so you're screwing, if your hands are on the mat, you're screwing them into the mat. And slowly relax. Fantastic. Okay. From here, I'm going to give you a round of cat and cow, you deserve it. Let's come up to all fours. So hands under shoulders, knees under hips, and you're just going to do a few rounds of cat and cow. So looking up, looking down. That's it. Feeling the stretch and moving it however you need to. Whether that's moving forwards or back, or making circles, whatever you need. plank, and it can, if you've not quite got the core control and the core contraction, you can find the lower back gets quite involved. It can be a bit sore. So I do recommend any pain at all in the lower back, then you take it to an easier option or you drop out of the plank and just rest. Take it as a stretch. Okay. So just popping over onto the other side. We're nearly there, guys. We've got to do the clam and the arm opening on the other side. So rocking over, finding that position again, as though you have fallen off your chair. Draw the shoulder blades down, make the spine long. Push that top hip away and keeping those hips stacked up towards the ceiling throughout this move. Okay. Breathe in, switch on the core, make sure everything's relaxed, and as you breathe out, do this clam move. One. Again, you can just remind yourself to keep your hips stacked with the hand on the back. There we go. And then when you're ready, take it over and back. And do take it at your pace, okay? If you think I'm too slow or too fast, by all means, crack on at the pace that's right for you. If you can, and if it's comfy, keep it with the breathing. So breathing out and breathing in, and back to the legs. Breathing out. So I'm feeling this tension and squeeze on the outer part of the thigh. Get ready. Lovely. And really reaching high, reaching beyond, allowing the shoulder blades to be pulled down the back and rotating around that long spine. It's a long spine rotation. Okay. And then back to the clam. Okay. Wonderful. Nearly there, guys. Let's go for this last one. Big reach. How far can you go? Oh, lovely. How far did that shoulder go down? Lovely. Rest it there. Okay, we're just going to stretch it out. If you have and you wanted to use your belt for that hamstring stretch, now is your opportunity. So I'll just whiz and get mine. You don't have to have one, but lying on your back, if you've got one, just pop it under your foot. And you might want to wrap the belt around your hands. Okay. And drawing that leg in towards the body, let the opposite leg go down towards the floor. Now, if you don't have a belt, you're just holding on either behind the thighs or behind the calves. If you can reach it up to the feet, fantastic. But just holding that in. Trying to keep the hips down onto the mat, so not allowing your lower back to roll up, which is the benefit of having your other leg stretched away. It just holds that lower back down, it pins it down. Really feeling it down the back of the thigh. Release out of that. Switch legs. Same thing on the other leg, and probably this will feel different. Might be easier, it might be harder. I think this tends to be my tighter leg, so it doesn't go quite as comfortably over, and that's fine. I'm still getting a nice stretch. Just allowing the arms to rest as much as you can. Let's hold this stretch. It's a lovely stretch down the back of the leg. Relax that there. So that's all you needed your belt for. Not a big drama if you didn't have it. Don't panic. Just get rid of that. I'm going to do a little butterfly stretch. So bringing the feet together, just allow the knees flop out to the side. And if you want to also with the upper arms, You can have your upper arms up by your ears, holding onto the elbows with the opposite hand and just relaxing. Your lower back will naturally come away from the floor, that's fine. Absolutely fine. Just getting a nice stretch across the inner thighs. Stretch into the upper body, a little bit of a stretch into the abs. Just feel so calm and relaxing. Okay, release the arms. You might want to just use the hands to gently ease the legs back together. Okay, we're going to come rolling up to a sitting position. If you need to grab onto a leg to do that, that's fine. Just rolling up. I'm going to just do a quick chest stretch, so hands behind, or you can lock them behind your back. Open out the chest, squeeze the shoulder blades together at the front. Lovely. Really feeling that stretch across the front. Still having the shoulder blades down. The spine is long, the chest is pointing up towards the ceiling. Wonderful, relax it there. We'll come over onto all fours. And from here, just tuck the toes. I'm going to straighten up through the legs first, rolling up through the spine. Coming to that neutral position. Have a couple of big breaths in. Great work tonight, guys. As always, great work and fantastic to spend my evening with you. And I do hope you join me again next week. If you enjoyed it, please like, please share. Whatever you do, just share the word around. If you do enjoy it, then please do invite your friends to come along too. All right, and I hope to see you again soon. Okay, bye.